Hello, how are y'all doing? If you are new here, my name is Sadie, and this is my Flosstube, where I talk about mainly cross-stitching, sometimes a little bit of sewing, and then a smidge of haul. But if you've made it here, I'm guessing it's because you want to hear about cross-stitching. And I am excited because I have a finish, and I've got a start, and a couple whips. So we will get into that. My setup probably looks a little bit different. I just turned the camera so you get to see some of my other dolls that I have. I originally got this like camera stand thingy to be able to take on my trip to Australia, but it wasn't fitting my camera with the case. And so then I just thought of it now before filming, like, oh my god, this is a stand and I don't have to use like boxes. So I may be playing around with how I position the videos, especially because I like the idea of having a little bit of a blank space next to me so I can show some of the like digital pictures of patterns and what my progress was before to now. So we'll see how it is. But all right, let's just jump into it. First and foremost, I will show you my finish. I got it done, I want to say in like a month, because I started it middle of February and got it done. I got it done the 31st of March. So about a month and a half, 6 weeks. This is none other than Regina Haible. So I will show the picture here. And so this was the first sampler I have ever stitched with full-on alphabets. And this one I got the inspiration for from Cam the Stitcher, where she put out a gothic palette that was inspired by the movie Nosferatu. And I absolutely love the palette. I love the idea of having a gothic sampler, so I did it. And I finished it. So, I will show you what it looks like. I just ironed it and I cut off the excess fabric. So this was like a good decent size of extra fabric that I can use for a small, like even for an ornament small. I signed up for the Tea Along by World on a String. And it's like a tea, so it's going to be tea dragons. So she's coming out with a few tea dragons. That sounded really cool. So I'm hoping I can use this for a couple of those. She just came out with her first one today, or over the weekend, and it's a chamomile dragon, which chamomile is my favorite herbal tea. So I am excited to get that done at some point. She has them being done on perforated paper, kind of like as ornaments. But I've been looking up different finishes for ornaments or smalls, and I'm still contemplating whether I want to actually do it on perforated paper or if I want to do them on linen or Aida and just make them into an oval or square ornament. But back to the original finish. This is my version of Regina Haible. Ah! Oh, I see the issue that it's about to come up. Okay. I'm going to use a fabric that I got and make it as like the background so that way the setting sun does not show up. We will continue with this. All right, there we go. Oh, that's so much better. Ah! And it's upside down. Go read 'em. Go read 'em. All right. Now it's upside right. Eek! Yes, I did the border. Cam is foregoing the border, but I did it. That's what I worked on when I traveled to my work conference. And I got that done that night. So excited. I will come up a little bit closer. So I mentioned it in my last video, but I did a comparison of like what colors I converted from the color and cotton threads that she picked to DMC, and both of us, like I didn't choose any of the same ones as she did. So go to her channel and you will likely see a very different version of this sampler with the colors. Like, I think her crown up the top is much darker than mine. And then I changed the name from Regina Haible to Mina Harker, who is one of the main female characters in Dracula. And I think it turned out great. It actually looks so good. I enjoy doing the alphabet on this one, but I am pretty tired of an alphabet. I feel like this one for sure satisfied my sampler urges. So I know last time I showed you my Needlework Marketplace haul, and I think it's called the Parkington Sampler. That one also has a couple of alphabets. I'm trying to think if I have any other ones, because that one may be my last one, and I'm going to just say that I've officially dabbled in samplers, and I'm done. But I'm really happy with it. It's a pretty big, it's a decent sized piece. I will definitely want to find a frame for it. Definitely like a gothic or very formal looking frame. Who knows? I'll see what I find out there. But at the time, it is going to be wrapped up with my other finished cross-stitch pieces until the perfect frame is found. But that is her! Let me see if I have my little tag, because I just took it out. But the fabric that I used was a fox and rabbit called Elephant Run. And it's a 32 count linen. So 32 count is usually my go-to when it comes to numbers. Sometimes I'll do 28, but usually it's 32. So don't be surprised if you keep seeing that number come up. So that is my finish right now. The next ones that I will show are whips, and then I'll show my start closer to the end. Let me see. I feel like this is slowly sinking. Okay. It is slowly sinking, isn't it? I think it's a little heavy, so give me a second while I just tightening up the knob here. So that way it doesn't keep going on you. I'm definitely not cutting this out. Y'all are gonna just see my troubleshooting here. Alright, we'll see if you see me sinking again. Okay, so the next one that I'm gonna put up is the Seasons of the Mermaid Sal by Bella Filipina. And the one that I've been working on, and you've been seeing me work on, is the Autumn Mermaid. And I'm really happy that I'm excited on working on her again. So this is her. So I filled in all of her tail. I think you saw me starting to fill it in. I got all her tail in except for those little empty spots, which are beaded flowers. And I've been working on 2 to 1 half cross on the skin. And it is looking good. I was so excited to get a bit of her arm, start working up to the head. And yeah, I've been liking her a lot. I'm liking her, which I'm really happy. I think one of the things that I was considering to change is the face profile of Autumn Mermaid, because to me it looks really flat. Like, it just, the side profile looks like it's cut. Like the other ones, you can see a better profile. So I'm honestly considering of using Summer's profile and just flipping it and using the skin colors of Autumn Mermaid. So that's it. So I'll show that one, right? So her profile, I'm going to likely superimpose onto Autumn, keep the way that the hair is, and cross fingers that it works. But yeah, I'm super excited. So one of my goals for this month of April was to get Autumn Mermaid done. because I want to ultimately have this, Mermaid Sal completed this year. And my goal was to get her done this month, so I think that is going to be a successful goal. So that's on a mermaid. And then the next one that I've been working on, really since I got back from my conference, and I'm getting a lot of work on, I have a feeling I'll be done with it tonight, is March's motif for the Stitch for Pride. So I'll show all of it. So this is all of them. Oh, I'm gonna have to do the same thing. Just grabbing this really stiff fabric. And that way you get to see them. So that is the 3. So the black and white one is January. The blue one was February. And this pretty orangey red one is March. So March is Chun Jin. She is considered the Chinese Joan of Arc. She was a feminist activist back in like 1903, kind of the 1900s era. And so far it's been really fun to work with. The thread is by Night Stalker's Calling. It's called Coral Reef. It was one of the ones that I got from their monthly thread club, where they give you 3 threads a month. And I think it's turned out really nice. Like I said, I really liked it. They've already come out with April's. I was behind because with all the traveling, I just really wanted to sit down and stitch these while like listening or watching some of the educational material. So I got to sit down and listen to one of the podcasts that talked about her. And that got me started, and then I finally got the momentum. So I think I'm going to get her done tonight. And then don't know if I'll wait a week or 2 before I work on April, because I think that I have the whole month to get the others done. And I want to be able to get some work on, like, on a mermaid or on my July fairy that I will show you soon. So yeah, so that's my Stitch for Pride. I am enjoying her a lot. And then my start is July fairy. So I am excited that this big old project is coming back to life. If you guys wanted to check it out, back in October, I did like a vintage, video of my really old school cross stitch patterns that I did like right when I started. I started when I was 12. And when I worked on the birthday fairies, I was 15. And I only worked on the officially I finished the first 5. And then I got hung up on June, ironically, because that's my birthday month. Because old school me, like teenager me, didn't understand the numbers of the stitch count and what size fabric you needed. I back then used to just think, oh, I just need to copy, like, I just need to cut out the same little piece of fabric for each. No consideration for how much fabric you need on either side. And June's was not fitting. So it wasn't fitting the frame, and I put it in timeout. Mind you, this project has been in timeout for like 15 years, and we are now back. I hope, because I am more wise, and I actually now read the instructions and understand the numbers, that I will not be in the same situation of miscounting things. And so I'm hoping I can actually finish this whole series. I think June may or may not be last, because I'm still mad at her. I don't want to look at her. I will probably show you one day what she looks like, because she still exists, half finished and not fitting. So I will have to redo her, because she's just not fitting on that fabric, and I am not ready to redo her. So we just went on to July. And I am super happy with how she turned out. She stitched much faster than what I imagined. And I love it. And so because I have her, I will show you my other ones, just so you can see some of the craziness that was going on. So let's see. I think I can do this with this. Okay. So this is her. Like, to me, she's beautiful. All of these, and I'll show you what they look like. The dresses are so good. And the way the designer had them is that they're all full cross. But then the spaces, like let's say around the arm here, where I have 3/4 stitches to make it look like a half, those were empty spaces and you just backstitched over them. But I definitely did not like that. I didn't like it as a teenager and I didn't like it now. And I filled those in with 3/4 stitches. And oh, she just looks so good. Like, it's one of those crazy things where these took very simple colors. I think like the dress is 4 different shades, like 2 red, 2 pink. There's the white, light blue, medium blue, dark blue, and then darkest blue. But once you put the back stitching in, the definition of these fairies, so good. So I'm absolutely loving her. I am hoping, I would love to get her done by the end of the month too. That way it could be a start and finish in this month. So I will show you the other ones. I first found these fairies because they are from Cooler Designs. They're all by Barbara Baatz. I have the book here. But I saw them in one of the Cooler Designs books where they have a bunch of other patterns and they just happen to have a few of the fairies. And I fell in love with them and I photocopied them. And then one day I saw that there was a dedicated book to the fairies. And I went, oh yeah. I was like, I need to have this because I just wanted them. And they were much easier. Like the patterns that were in the books, they were of colored pictures. I think I'm sinking again. They're colored pictures, but they had filled in spots. And I couldn't afford making colored photocopies at the time, so they were all grayscale, and there was just shades of gray to what were supposed to be colors. But here, they actually have symbols for those colors, so, right, I can make a black and white copy and still know what color they are from the symbols. So, these are all of them. Again, they're all beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Sorry, those are some, and then here are the other ones. So good. So I'll show you the ones that I did. And like I said, January is in timeout. So June's in timeout. This one's January. She was my first one. So she was the first one and I was like, oh heck yeah. I needed to do it. So happy to do it. And she just hit the momentum for me. Like, gorgeous. Beyond repair. Yes, that's like all that back. But mind you, as a 15-year-old, right? Like, this is a project that was not only cross stitch, but it's back stitching. It had beads. I don't think there weren't any French knots, but you just had to do those special stars. And this was blending filament in the wings. Like, I didn't care. I just went, yep, I'm doing this, and somehow I did it. And when it came to the beads, like, I did not follow the instructions. Like, they asked for Millhill beads. Thank God each fairy just asked for one type of bead. I didn't know to get Millhill beads. All I saw was, oh, I need a red bead, and just got some random red bead. I think these, this was the pack for what I used. Because Garita back then didn't care. And like, these are my red beads. They're not Millhills. Like, these were purple ones that I had to use for February. I didn't care. I just got whatever beads were affordable to me that were the color, and that was what was going to be in it. And then I learned real quick because for like the bobbins, I just put the symbols. And then finally, thank God, I think after February, I went, you know what? I should probably put the number because that symbol is not used consistently in all patterns. All the things that I learned as a young cross stitcher. And for July, for like the rest of the series, I told myself, okay, you have to have some mindset of carefree Sadie to just enjoy this project, but still make the technique from the wise Sadie that has learned from her mistakes. Because at the same time, like, this bad boy in the back, woof! It's decent, but there's definitely some carrying. But Sadie didn't care. She was gonna get that thread there one way or another. So, oh my god. I have a hoot. I love that. I love that these are still well preserved. Like, go me for still keeping these and for continuing. My ultimate goal with these, and mind you, this is my thought back then, and I still want to do it, is to make them into a quilt. Like, I would love to put these on a quilt, all 12 of them. What kind of quilt? I don't know. I'm going to have to find a pattern out there. But that is a goal. And like I said, the margins, not so great. And these margins are about to get smaller with each month. So this is February. So cute. February. This one's March. And then this one's April. Which April's super cute. She's holding an Easter egg. As you can just say, she's just holding a colorful egg. And then this one's May. Yeah, I think May have like some of the smallest margins. And then for some reason, out of all of them, I wanted to change up the sparkle in the wings. Like, this one's a silvery type of sparkle. The other ones just have like a regular blending filament. But I'm going back to the lighter filament. So May's gonna just look special with this silver wings. And all of them true to form to the time, this would have been early 2000s, early to mid 2000s. True to form. That good old masking tape, because we didn't know better. And this is the way that I cut them. I thought that they're all gonna fit on these pieces of Aida. So now I got a bunch of small cut Aida to fit some project that I'm gonna somehow create in the future. I don't know when, but those are my 5, and I keep them safe so that they don't disintegrate, which they haven't. And we're gonna finish July. We'll finish July and continue trucking along. I think my goal this year was to work on July and August. Like, I wanted to get 2 of them done this year. If I somehow feel compelled, because they're surprisingly pretty fast stitches once I get into it. I mean, we can see how many fairies I get to, but I at least want to be able to do July and August. So those were my stitches. The 2 pieces of haul that I have are fabrics that I got from, I believe it's dovestitch.com. And one of them, when I saw these, I'm one where I like to get fabric with a plan for them. I only tried for 2 months to do Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Fabric of the Month Club. And I got 2 fabrics and I immediately canceled because I freaked out. Like, I was just like, oh my god, like, they're beautiful. And I buy their fabric a lot for projects, but I have to have a project in mind. I got very anxious when I started to get fabric with no plan. And I was like, no, I need to have a plan. So when there's a project that immediately comes to mind for a fabric, then I get crazy and go for it. But for the time being, I don't think I'm going to collect fabric just like that. But this one was super cool. These are printed fabrics. And this one I thought of for, give me a second. I want to say it's Tiny Modernists Zodiac series. I thought it was a very appropriate. Like, look at that. Again, I don't think I'm super picky, as you can tell, with types of fabrics that people use. Again, this is a printed fabric, and I've used theirs for, I'm using it for Nocti Flora's Vampirum Sal. I'm hoping that'll show up at some point this year for you guys to see. But I thought this one was great. I haven't started it, but I bought that pattern and I plan to work on it at some point, probably next year. Who knows? And then this other one that I thought was really cool is October 31st, like newspaper. And so this one, again, is printed. And is this a 36? No, this is an 18 count Aida. So this is 18 count Aida. So it kind of like a 36 linen. And the one that I was thinking for this one is Witchcraft by The Primitive Hair. I have the paper copy for it. And I thought it'd be good to be able to stitch those motifs on this fabric. And that one I wanted to work on last year, but I had other projects that took priority. And so maybe this year that can be an extra. But those are the two main haul. One for accessories were these adorable scissors. Look at them. They're so big. I like them. I definitely put them in my check bag because they were not going to pass TSA. So I like to use them. They're actually fun. So that is really all my stuff. For plans, my goals for April, I made them a bit smaller. And I'll show the picture that I have of what my April goals that I had placed for since January. And they're the same ones. I wanted to start Venus. I wanted to do a start and finish of the July Fairy. And I wanted to finish Autumn Mermaid. So I'm still, I think, on track with that. Where I'm hoping to get July finished. Hoping to get Autumn Mermaid finished. Catching up with the Stitch for Pride Sal motifs. And then I'm gonna see if I can start Venus. That one's about to get tricky because I haven't finished the back stitching on Mars. I finished the stitching on her, but not the back stitching. And that back stitching is a beast. So I think I'm just gonna have to do compromise with myself because I need to get Mars finished as well with the back stitching of, if I'm going to put some stitches in Venus, I should do some back stitching on Mars. So hopefully they'll both get some work done at the same time. When will I start? I'll probably start her again around the second half of April. So hopefully by the next time I see you guys, you'll see some progress on her. I like showing those. You get to see essentially the other, Mars and Mercury when I show that project. Other than that, I think I've been keeping up with my plans. The only one that I hadn't started is the Morel Mushroom Frogs by Owl Forest Embroidery. I want to get them started too, but I've learned so far in the past few months, I love putting in a lot of work on a project. I am not a process stitcher. I am a project stitcher. And when I start something, I want to finish it. And it does stress me that I have so many whips on the go. But I've liked that I've been recently putting in variety of big whips, medium-sized and small. So I think that's been helping where I get to work a good chunk on the big ones, but I get to feel victorious when I get small ones done. So I've been liking my flow. I'm hoping it continues like that. and hopefully you get to see a couple of finishes and starts next time. So I hope that you guys are seeing some more sunshine. I do like to talk about the weather here. We got snow yesterday and last night, so Bangor is still teasing us, even though it's supposed to be spring. It's still snowy. I expect it, but I'm kind of wanting some flowers to show up. So I hope you guys are getting to see, some of you get to see flowers, some of you are getting to see some more sun. All right, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you near the end of the month. Bye!